Good evening and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a few nights and I really hadn't had anything to share, but I've had this thought lingering in my head and I thought that it might be of some value to you. Um, and it's the idea that you're only as good as you let yourself be. Now, for a long time, I knew that I was a talented musician and I knew that I had a leg up on a lot of my peers, but I never let myself be as good as I could be. And it's it can be a very humbling and scary experience recognizing and embracing your own inner power. And for that reason, I think that we tend to throttle our abilities. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'm unique in this way. Some people, some people like to show off. Um, in a lot of ways, I feel uncomfortable with attention, and I feel put in the spotlight, and sometimes it's difficult for me. So I would throttle myself to so that I don't feel so vulnerable. And there has to be a certain point that you can't let anything really stop you from being as great as you can be. So for that reason, you're only as good as you let yourself be. And I choose to let myself be great, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. Because with greatness comes a whole new slew of things that I'm not even sure of. But you're open to more critique, higher profile, and I don't know, vulnerability, uniqueness. When you let yourself be truly great, you harness the universal energy that puts God in every one of us. I don't know whether you believe in God or not, but I think that it could be a very humbling and scary thing to recognize that you are part of something great. And learning how to be grateful for that and and live with it and flow with it. I think that's probably the healthiest way that you can go about acknowledging and owning your own strength. So I know this is a kind of deep topic tonight, and I go through phases. Sometimes I talk about theory, sometimes I talk about um, more esoteric ideas, but I mean, there's literally nobody stopping you from being great. There's literally nobody. Nobody is. Sure, maybe you have people in your life who tell you you can't do something or they make it hard for you to do something, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do something, and it doesn't mean that you are incapable of doing something. Just because somebody else doesn't believe in you doesn't mean that you can't do it. All of these ideas, all the way that we perceive reality is simply our perception of it. It doesn't mean that it actually is reality. It doesn't mean that we're incapable of doing X, Y, or Z. The way that we view life really colors life itself. So if the color of your life doesn't appeal to you, why not change your coloring of it? Why not make it something better? That was kind of a profound thing for me. I'm really, really trying to embrace my own uniqueness, my what makes me different from everybody else. And I have had this programmed way of playing the saxophone my whole life, or music in general, and I've been a people pleaser for so long. I've been looking for attention, for accolades and praise, but I realized that that whole system was a frame of mind. And just like taking out the trash or doing the dishes, I can change my frame of mind. I can do dishes in a different order. I can take out the trash, you know, 5 minutes later in the day. You know, I have that free will. I have the ability to view my life in a different way. I know my analogies are god awful, but please take my my intent instead of the analogy. So you are only as good as you let yourself be, and the way that you view yourself can either bolster or hinder your development as a musician. So why not view yourself with adoring eyes? Why not view yourself with love and compassion and understanding? And it's very, very difficult at times because it's not just the change of perspective that occurs, it's the recognition of how poorly you had treated yourself before and letting yourself feel that hurt. Now, that is a very vulnerable state to be in, and I advise that you know, if you need to take a nice warm bath while you do it and comfort yourself in some physical way as you look into these deeper parts of yourself, that always works for me is taking care of myself and rewarding myself for doing the hard work. And it may not make sense, but I think it leads to a happier life when we develop a stronger relationship with ourselves and we treat ourselves for doing the work that we don't really want to do, feeling those feelings that we really don't want to feel. So you have the power. Your perception, your worldview, your belief systems, they all play a part in the way that you excel in life and decel. So why not take ownership of the way that you perceive yourself? Why not take ownership for your belief systems? And if they don't work for you, then change them. Now, this probably will lead to a long path of existential crises, but I guarantee as you make resolutions along the way, you'll realize that this really is the path for you. This is the growth that you've always wanted. It's the hard path. It's the more difficult path, but it's ultimately the more rewarding path. So, with that said, I wish you good night. So, thanks for tuning in, and if you like my videos, please subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about next time. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great night, and happy meditation and perception adjusting. Oh, have a great night. I'll see you next time.